Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, we've talked a lot about the Tomaso, but sadly for this group, well, it's been kind of hand to hand, group to group, owner to owner, and all of them promise the moon, but nothing ever comes of it. And apparently that's what's happening again because L3 Holdings, a group out of Sweden, has apparently bought all the assets and all the intellectual properties for the Tomaso. And they're claiming that, yes, again, just after 2020, they're going to have vehicles for sale. Now, I've heard this song and dance before, so I am definitely not going to hold my breath, but I am so hoping that they're right about this particular deal. Another vehicle that we talked about before is the brand new Aston Martin Vantage GT3. A little tip of their hat to their GT3 racing program. But apparently that name alone ruffled a few feathers from one of their rivals. Yes, folks over at Porsche are a little upset at them for calling it a GT3. And they have started to flex their muscle a little bit. And because Porsche's got way deeper pockets than Aston Martin has buckled, and from now on, this vehicle will be known as the Aston Martin Vantage GT12. I know, it doesn't have the same ring to it, but I'm sure Aston's going to sell every one that they build of those. Jaguar released official pricing on the brand new all-wheel drive F-Type ahead of the New York Auto Show. Now, they haven't released exactly when this car is going to go on sale, but at least you'll know how much money you're going to have to put forth. If you want hardtop version, it starts off at $84,800 US. Now, if you want your wind in your hair, little open air motoring, and no jokes about I can't have the wind in my hair. Wind in your scalp is almost as fun. It'll just cost you an extra $3,000 at $87,900 US. Now, again, hoping to hear at the New York Auto Show when this vehicle will reach dealer showrooms. Another vehicle will be shown off at the New York Auto Show is this machine, the Black Swan. Yes, the Sport Series version of the McLaren. This one's supposed to go square head-to-head with the Porsche 911, their new 911 fighter. Well, McLaren's actually officially released the name of this machine. It will be called the McLaren 570S. Yes, much like the 650S, it talks a little bit more about the power of the machine. So we're assuming this car is going to make somewhere around 370 brake horsepower. I tell you what, I can't wait to see this and the 911 go head-to-head. Better yet, I can't wait to see just real pictures of this machine instead of all this camo stuff. Another machine I'm sure is going to be at the New York Auto Show is the brand new Focus RS. And the folks over at Ford Performance have released a little information about this. If you've been jonesing to get your hands on one of these machines, I officially got how much money or how much time it's going to take you to actually come up with the cash. They're going to give you a year. The year of 2016, the spring of 2016, this vehicle will go on sale for the first time ever on U.S. shores. So again, get your fares in order, get your pennies all put together. Hopefully you can afford one of these. Put one of these in your garage. Another machine's going to debut at the New York Auto Show alongside that brand new all-wheel drive F-Type is the brand new Jaguar XF. Now I know probably right off the bat you're thinking, this looks a lot like the old XF, and it kind of does. But apparently this is all new aluminum architecture. In fact, this vehicle's lost a fair amount of lbs, 162 or 132 pounds if you pick the rear-wheel drive option. But if you pick the all-wheel drive option, it loses 265 pounds. Now back to the styling of this machine. Right off the bat, the front end gets a little bit more of that XFR type of feel as far as the nose is concerned. And the rear end, the taillights are just a tad bit on the shorter side as far as up and down is concerned. Quite a handsome looking machine, and it's going to come with a pair of different engines and different power ratings. It comes with an i4 gasoline version and an i4 diesel version. It also comes with a pair of 3 liters V6s, one being a diesel, one being a gasoline. The gasoline V6 is making 340 brake horsepower and 380 brake horsepower, and a little bit more powerful version, and the diesel version comes in at 300 brake horsepower. We'll learn a whole lot more about this machine when it comes at the New York Auto Show, which is just in a handful of days. And now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, let's talk about Jeremy Clarkson. as that last video that I tried to upload, I think like 4 times, and it finally got it up. Now the news is a little bit on the old side. The day of the taping of this particular program, Top Gear released, or at least the BBC released, on TopGear.com a press release saying that they will no longer, well, take on the services of Jeremy Clarkson. Their official words were they will not renew his contract, so he has yet to be fired, or he's not going to be fired, which has got me wondering a couple of things, but we'll talk about that here in just a wee bit. Now, a lot of people are super sad about this deal, but that sheer fact that they're talking about they're not renewing his contract makes me think that maybe the rumors are true. There's been a lot of rumors that Clarkson may already have a deal in his back pocket about developing an all-new automotive show for Netflix. I'm hoping this may be true because a lot of people are really sad that Top Gear is gone as we know it, but this may be actually better news than you may first thought. Let's get right off the bat to Top Gear. Top Gear is owned by the BBC. Andy Wilhelm and Jeremy Clarkson both sold their rights to this particular franchise way back in the day for like $8.5 million or something like that. So BBC owns the name of the show. They also own the way the show is presented as far as that's concerned. So they can't make a shot-for-shot remake as far as Clarkson if he's got this new deal with Netflix. Now let's talk about Top Gear as far as BBC's version. This vehicle will roll on as this vehicle makes way too much money for the BBC. So they are definitely going to continue on with this franchise. Now let's talk about the presenters as far as that's concerned. Richard Hammond and James May have both been heard in the press saying that they will not continue with the franchise if Jeremy Clarkson is not involved. Now let's go back a little bit to that little deal where they're not going to renew his contract. One of the things they said in the press conference, or in the press release, is they claim that they're looking into how to end the series. So those last 3 episodes of trying to get them to go on air. I'm assuming what they're trying to do is trying to work on a deal with Jeremy, Richard, and James about working out a last-ditch effort to get these last 3 episodes. Whether that'll happen or not remains to be seen. In fact, if you live here in the United States, they were showing the Italian road trip special in the place of the episodes that have yet to be seen, and they had to do some voiceover work by somebody I've never heard of, and it felt really disconjointed as far as the show was concerned. So, if Clarkson has a deal with Netflix, I'm actually hoping that he takes these 2 guys along. The 3 of these would be epic in another show, and to me would be, well, I don't know what you would call it, maybe high gear? Little poke at the Top Gear folks. So, now as far as the Top Gear is BBC's version, a lot of points are pointing at this guy. Yes, this is Chris Evans, BBC 2 radio morning disc jockey, and you've seen this guy on Top Gear several times. Huge car guy. Got a massive Ferrari collection, so I think he may be a good choice for this deal. They'll probably have to find a couple of people to go with him. And Top Gear will continue on BBC, but it may take a couple of years of retooling. I'm assuming they won't just throw it back out there just the way it was. But again, if Clarkson's got a deal, well, it can't be a shot-for-shot remake of Top Gear. And that really leaves up in the air what's going to happen to the Stig, what's going to happen to the reasonably priced car segments. As again, that is all owned by the BBC, so I'm assuming that will continue on with that particular program. So there's a lot more questions, a lot more things that could be coming down the pike, and we'll keep you in tune if we hear any more. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.